Hi, my name is Jazzy, and welcome back to me talking about movies. So, you remember in my last review how I was considering watching a bad movie? Well, okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Today, we're going to be talking about The Woman in the Window.
This is a safe place. I'm agoraphobic. I can't go outside.
The Woman in the Window is a 2021 film released on Netflix. It was directed by Wright, and the screenplay was written by Tracy Letts, who adapted it from a novel written by A.J. Finn. The film stars Amy Adams as an agoraphobic woman named Anna Fox, who begins to spy on her neighbors who just moved in across the street. One night, she meets the mother of the family named Jane Russell, played by Julianne, and the two start a friendship. Then another night, she witnesses Jane being murdered from across the street. When she calls the police to report the crime, the police don't believe her, especially once the husband, named Alistair, played by Oldman, comes over and says that nothing happened, especially when he brings another woman over who claims to be Jane Russell, played by another woman.
What a twist!
Now, to give a little background, the movie was originally set to have a theatrical release in 2019, and then later in 2020, but due to the pandemic, the rights were eventually sold to Netflix, and was released in May of this year. The reason I bring this up is because I remember seeing the trailer for this movie. I believe it was on a YouTube ad, actually. The movie looked pretty intriguing. It reminded me a lot of the thrillers from the 90s and early 2000s that my mom would watch a lot. By the way, Mama, since I know you watch my reviews, I will just go ahead and say you should probably watch this movie because I think you'll be entertained. At least if you haven't already watched it. Although, please finish watching the rest of this review first. Love you. Also, when I found out the movie was based on a book, it didn't really surprise me. The storyline definitely felt like it would be something that would be very popular with women who like to watch thrillers and true crime. Once again, looking at you, Mama. Also, apparently the author of the book was apparently found out for lying about several things about his life. Apparently he lied to make himself seem more interesting. Some of the lies ranged from getting a doctorate. Some of the lies ranged from getting a doctorate from the University of Oxford, from him surviving cancer, to him losing his mother to cancer, which, like I said, none of that was true. Now, I didn't read the book, so I can't really speak for the quality of it. However, if you have to make up a bunch of lies about your life in order to sell it, kind of seems like your work can't really stand up on its own. Just saying. I'm going to get one thing I liked about the movie out of the way. The cat. They chose the cutest cat for this movie. So Amy Adams has a cat in this movie named Punch, and by the way, also very cute name for a cat. And pretty much I loved seeing it on screen. My own cat is looking at me right now. Well, actually, she's avoiding looking at me right now. I think she heard what I said and is deeply hurt. So, can't blame her. You're cute too, Mo. She'll forgive me eventually. Or she'll pee somewhere where she's not supposed to. We'll see. Now, those of you who might be worried, since I just mentioned that there's a cute cat in this movie, but I can assure you, nothing bad happens to the cat. It's a slight spoiler, but yeah, don't worry. The cat survives. For the movie itself, I can definitely say it's entertaining. Well, parts are entertaining. The director was able to build moments of tension, especially with a lot of the interactions between Amy Adams and the other character, particularly with her interactions with the neighbor's teenage son, Ethan, in the beginning of the movie. The problem is, I'm not sure if those moments were meant to have as much tension that they ended up having. Or at the very least, I'm not sure if they had the right kind of tension. The reason I found a lot of those moments with the teenage son to have that much tension probably had a lot more to do with the actor. Now, I haven't seen him in other work, so maybe he's better, but I didn't really like him in this movie. Now, this may have had to do with a couple of factors. One, the character's written in a very tricky way. He's supposed to be an awkward teen, possibly with a mental disorder, but it's not very clear. Two, the character's meant to be 16, but he's played by an actor that's clearly in his early 20s. Now, I get that's a normal practice with a lot of movies, but I just found it very distracting in this movie. Especially since the character acts more like a 12 or 13-year-old versus a 16-year-old.
You can talk to me.
I don't know anyone here.
You know me?
Not really.
Well, you could.
Really? We can be friends?
Sure.
In the end, he kind of comes across like Denny from The Room, although I think he's at least supposed to be a little bit creepy in this movie.
Hey, Denny, how are you doing?
I'm fine. You look beautiful today. Can I kiss you?
You are such a little brat.
Just kidding. I love you and Johnny.
Given the chance, I will find a way to work in a clip from The Room. On the other side of the spectrum, Amy Adams does actually give a solid performance in this movie, which should be no surprise to anyone who's followed her career up to this point. Is it a performance of a lifetime? No, not by a long shot. However, she does do a good job with the material. There are a lot of scenes that would probably come across a lot more sillier with a less capable actress. Now, Julianne Moore is only in a couple of scenes in the movie. However, in each scene she's in, you can tell she's having a little fun with the character she's playing. So does it translate to a nuanced performance? No. But I had fun watching her.
Boy, is your family complicated. Look. Oh, well, that's amazing. Yeah, Jane Russell original. See how I changed the subject on you? I did, yeah. You don't know who you're fooling with.
However, her performance does make one key thing that's supposed to be a twist pretty easy to spot. Now, speaking of twists, there are a few in this movie. I'm not going to spoil any of them, but I will say one twist is pretty obvious, the other is well foreshadowed, and the other one is straight up dumb. Like I said, I can't go into too much detail here without spoiling anything, but I think you'll know if you do end up watching the movie. I think you'll be able to tell. I'm just going to say, the one that's straight up dumb, it's not very well explained, or it felt like it was kind of half built together with glue and balsa wood, and like I said, it just falls apart so badly. Okay, so now I kind of want to go in a bit of a tangent that does somewhat have to do with the movie, but also I kind of want to touch on something that I kind of noticed because of this movie. So mental disorders and mental health don't have the best track record of being portrayed very well in movies in general, but I've noticed more often than not, agoraphobia is often used as a plot device to prevent a character from leaving their house. I'm not sure if I've seen a movie that's really delved into why a character is dealing with this type of condition. Usually, we'll have a character that has the condition, we might have an explanation why they have the condition, but doesn't really try to answer or try to explore why they're suffering from this specific condition due to result of the trauma or the experience that they had that may have caused them to have this condition. In most movies, and this movie is no exception, they usually will just have the character overcome their fear by fighting someone or meeting a love interest or just straight up just forcing themselves to face their fear. Now, I get that exposure therapy is usually used to treat agoraphobia, but it's not the only method. Granted, in this movie, we do see Amy Adams' character in therapy, and there are a couple of scenes where she is speaking to a therapist. However, those therapy sessions don't really seem to contribute to her overcoming her condition. I get that it's probably not the most exciting thing to watch on screen, especially in a therapy. My own punch. See, told you she would forgive me. Anyway, as I was saying, so I get that it's probably not the most exciting thing to watch on screen, especially in a thriller, but I feel like it could be done, probably in more capable hands, though. As far as how the movie looks, I say it looks fine. I think there are a few scenes where Joe Wright is trying something interesting, especially with how he portrays Amy Adams' point of view when she's going through possible hallucinations. I could also tell he was definitely inspired by old movies, and that's kind of what he was going for. Well, old thrillers to be exact. The most obvious example being Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. This is especially obvious with scenes of Amy Adams watching older movies in her home. Not only that, but also with scenes where he's trying to build atmosphere with Amy Adams in her home. Very dark. There are a lot of scenes showing how big it is, a lot of scenes kind of showing how isolated Amy Adams truly is in that home. I'm not sure if he succeeded with mimicking the style of older movies, especially considering how schlocky the movie ends up looking at times. Overall, can I say that this is a well-done movie? Not really. Can I say that the movie is entertaining? For sure. I would say that there's definitely enough WTF moments to keep you entertained. If you like thrillers, especially the shocky kind, this is your movie. So definitely give it a watch. Let me know what you think. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. If you've already seen the movie, let me know your thoughts. If this review convinced you to watch this movie, let me know as well. And if you do end up seeing the movie and you didn't like it, please be sure to let me know. Feel free to blame me in the comments. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you have a good day. Bye.